Alright. Okay, so first thing we want to do for this green screen demo is we want to download the footage. So I already placed the footage inside your green screen folder inside file. So this is the plate that I want to download. So just click on the three dots here, download, and then put it inside your working folder. We need to process this. Okay, it's about 400 megabytes in size. I'm gonna cut this, download, and then place it in my working folder. Right, so I'm gonna put it under the green screen here and paste. Right, so last week we played with the Thanos, the dancing Thanos. So today we're gonna do something a little bit more advanced. So I'm gonna first create a new project folder first. I'm gonna call this green screen underscore track. Okay, I'm gonna put it inside this folder, and I'm gonna create a new folder. First, I need to extract this HD plate into its own folder. So right mouse click on it. Okay, use any of the software here to extract it out. I'm gonna extract it to its own image folder. So you can see that these are in PNG. It's called the F15 HD plate. Okay, you can read the readme text. Okay, and then you can see that this is from 2009, so it's quite old already. And you notice the still images of the sequence, right? They are in this square format. And the problem is that if you bring it into Blender for tracking, right, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see this square looking image, and you will get some errors later on when you try to track this. So we need to correct this so that it becomes a 16:9 image first. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Blender, and then I'm going to use the video feature to, or rather the image resize feature, to change it into the HD resolution. Now, most of the time, right, you don't have to do this step, but it's because this particular footage is shaped in this way. So first, I need to go over to the compositing. All right, under compositing, right, then I'm going to enable use nodes. Then I'm going to bring in that image sequence into this entire sequence here. So right mouse click, add a input image. All right, image. So the image, right, can be used to bring in image sequences as well. Click on open. Right, then go over to the folder containing the image sequence. So I'm gonna go to the GS, the green screen track, then the F16 HD plate. Click on the first image, which is the 00.png, and then open image. And you can have the option of just bringing in a single image, or in my case, I'm gonna bring in an image sequence. Alright, so we know that the last frame, okay, let's go and check out what is the last frame number. The last frame is 308, so there are 308 frames on this. So for my frame, we're going to put altogether 308 frames, 308. And we're going to turn on cyclic so that it will update. So as I scrub the timeline, you can see the image, right, updating. So since there are 308 frames, I'm going to change my output, right, total to be 308 as well. Okay, so that we can see the entire sequence that is being updated here. All right. So next thing is we need to resize this, rescale the image. So we're going to click on image output, and then we're going to look for scale or screen. Sorry, not screen. Okay, I'm using the wrong one. Scale, image transform, scale. And well, I can change this to the actual scale itself, but actually this one is the wrong one. I'll have to go and check out what was my previous settings. Okay, I have to go and refer back to my previous settings here. Let me find my previous videos. Okay, sometimes I cannot remember.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to track and
scaling. This one here.
Okay, so now we need to add a scale
let's see which one.
node to rescale this line to
bit.
go and create a between the movie clip and the viewer.
This is the one.
And then under the scale,
it's actually
change from relative to render size. Okay, so this
scale node. Alright, so not this one. I'm going to delete this. Let's see whether is it this one. Scale image. Yeah, there it is. So this is the one. So under scale, instead of relative, right, we want to change it to render size. Alright, and then that's it. We don't have to do anything else. And for the output we need to plug it into the composite. Now if you want to preview, if you want to see what the result looks like, we can drag from the output of scale and then plug it to a viewer. Alright, so look for viewer image, and there you go. And you can see the result behind us. So the viewer, I can reduce the size of this viewer, move it aside. So before it was a square image, then the output should look like this. And remember to plug it into the composite, otherwise you will not be able to render this out. So once we are done, okay, a few more things that we need to check out is our color management. Make sure the view transform is set to standard. Okay, so you can see the difference. At AGX, right, you can see the colors are a bit suppressed. If you set the standard, right, then you will see at the original colors. Okay, so this part is very important. Then output, make sure you output the resulting image sequence into the folder that I can use. So I'm going to put it back in my project folder here. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this IMG SEQ. Okay, very straightforward image sequence. Go inside, give it a name. Call this GreenScreen underscore track, then underscore again, and then accept. Then the file format, I'm going to use JPEG, okay, because it doesn't take out a lot of size. Okay, quality 90 is good enough, and I think we are ready to render. So just click on render animation, and then that's it. Alright, you'll notice that the cube is being rendered as well because, okay, let me just stop the rendering. This is not very efficient. Okay, the reason why the cube is being rendered is because there's another render layer node available here, but it is not being saved anywhere. So I'm going to get rid of this node so that we don't have the cube being rendered all the time. And under the image sequence rendering output, right, I can uncheck override, so that if there is an image that was previously rendered, it will not override it, so we don't have to start from beginning again. So I'm just going to hit render animation, and yeah, so it's just going to continue from the last frame. So now I can see we don't see the 3D cube being rendered. This is much faster. Okay, we are more than halfway done rendering this. Now, like I said, normally, right, we don't have to do this, but because this footage was shot in a very ancient HD format, we had to go and resize it to HD. Alright, so now that we have done this, I don't really need to save this. I can start a new Blender project. Okay, and go and click on plus to add a VFX motion tracking. And I can bring in the image sequence straight away. So click on open. Right, go over to the image sequence folder, the last recently accessed folder. Click on the first frame, open clip, and it should bring in the clip for you. Now if you look at the colors, the color again look very suppressed. That is because we need to again go over to color management, switch from AGX to standard. Then you can see now it's more vibrant. We're going to set scene frames, then we're going to prefetch so that now all the frames are nicely loaded. Then starting from here, we will start to track and then solve this shot here. Now I want to keep this straightforward. I'll just want to stop here for the first part. Then after that I'll record the second part where I go through the tracking and then the solving of this particular shot. So I'll stop recording first.